Happy Monday, everybody. I'm gonna just go over here and make sure everything's good on the Facebook side, and we will get going. I gotta obviously share to a bunch of pages. That's always the hardest part about doing these is making sure you're in all the right spots. So we are. Let's see. It's the Monday before Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are all gonna have a great Thanksgiving and everything. You don't have too much to get done before Thursday, because I know a lot of stuff will be closed. Just 1 second. We're gonna start off tonight without Dave. He is guiding. He's gonna be as long as he is done relatively quickly, um, he will be good. He's picking up his hunters now, he said, and once he gets them in, as long as they didn't actually get anything this time, then he'll be here relatively shortly. So I'm just making sure I got this shared, and I'll go back and share all those later. So I will get Bob on here, and that way we can kind of get going, and you guys can enjoy what we have to talk about tonight. Let's see. Hope you guys are. Big news we had today with Brandon Murray. So congrats, B. Murray. He is now the National Baseball Accounts Director, as well as the signature program. He's in charge of that now. So, and some of you guys that have been on before see, I actually got this turned back around. Bob and I were talking about it, how mine was backwards and his was actually facing right. So we'll bring him on now. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. I think you got, hold on here. How's that?
Should be good.
There
Nope,
we go.
You
Silent.
got some background noise.
How about now?
Echo. I think that's good now. Yeah.
Yep. There we go. I had like 5 windows open. I was watching 3 things at the same time. So Dave's still out and about?
Yeah, so he's gonna get a hold of us or get a hold of me as soon as he's ready and back from his hunt.
Cool.
But also, guys, these white hats, those are now back in stock. So if you want the white on white, you better go order them quickly. Get a hold of a rep, or just go online and order them.
Or call me, because I probably have a dozen of them.
Are you ordering all of them? So
yeah, you know how much I like that white on white.
Yeah. So it's one of my favorite. I will not play in this, but I just got a system to actually clean hats.
Nope.
So I'm going to try that out probably this week. Make sure I can get some of my hats clean. So, hey Capri, how you doing? So Capri's actually just got. Okay, yeah, just shoot me a message and we'll get whatever you need. So she has. Just got the senior bats that I'd sent down to her, so she's get to use those.
Well, and I need to get a hold of her anyways, because I got bats for her. Or I'm probably just gonna bring them down when I come down next in 2 weeks. When am I due down? The 6th?
Yeah. So everybody in the area, December 6th, we're having a demo day here in the Sacramento area. Just waiting for field confirmation, what field and exactly what time we're gonna do it. So, but we're gonna have plenty of different bats to hit. We're gonna be hitting the new BP balls. We're gonna do everything we can to make sure we're outside.
Where are they? Right there.
So you guys have been hitting these BP balls. You want to talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, these things, I can't even describe the reaction you get off the bat. I mean, Dennis and I and Garrett, We're trying to get exit velos just to see what we can get. I finally hit 80 the other day, which I literally had to just square it and hit as hard as I absolutely could. Dennis and anybody with really high bat speed, they can get it in the high 80s really easy. Distance wise, the max we've been able to hit is 284. That's it. Haven't been able to hit it out of a ballpark online yet, but we're still trying on the hit tracks. It seems to grab the Spin Tech bats a whole lot more than the regular, than the OG Blackout, for example. It hits and it hits hard, but spinning that ball is just incredible. I think so far the best bat out of all the ones we hit is the Bayou. The Bayou hits that ball very well.
It's almost like they made the balls and the bats just for B. Murray.
To be honest, probably. It really seems weird, let me tell you. So his bat hits those balls very well.
Yeah,
the new Fabletics bat.
Hey, Brandon.
Yep, the new Fabletics bat.
Oh, the Fat Leet.
Yeah, the Fat Leet bat, Mr. Fat Leet himself, Chris Burns.
Nice.
That bat's incredible. I like the barrel on it. I really like the barrel. I wish it had a little bit more of an end load like Brandon's bat, but it's not a bat for everybody. I mean, if you like a mid load, in my opinion, that's the bat for you. I got 6 guys that absolutely love that bat. They don't want to put it down. So,
well, and so what bat does it say? Do the guys say it feels like?
They all say it feels like the one bat, and everybody's in agreement with it, which is the gray DDT or gray blue DDT wig popper. By far, that's what it feels like, at least to me as well. It feels like the weight, to me and the guys, it feels like the weight is right here. There's not much on the end, but that weight is right here, and it comes through quick. It swings. There's no flex handle. It's a beautiful bat. It's an incredible bat. Jeff made Chris an incredible bat. If it is indeed that gray DDT, I mean, everybody loved that bat.
Yeah, but that was the first DDT we made, right?
Yeah,
and it was just everybody raves about it.
It's got the tri-layer barrel, according to Chris. It's got that pop. When you hear it hit, it just, I mean, watch our live, you'll hear it. There was a couple of balls we hit, was like, whoa, okay. You could see the ball flying off of it. I struggled hitting the barrel with it a few times, but again, I like more of an end load. I mean, look at my bat. It's got 3/4 ounce end load kind of thing. I mean, it's half ounce, but that extra 13-inch adds that extra spin tech. So,
right.
But which is why I think swing B. Murray's bat so well, is because it's got a 17-1 end load, just like mine.
Well, and that's what one of the things, especially we'll probably go over some of this when Dave gets on, because it's been one of my things is, you're talking about end load and how much you like. How many people actually know their weight distribution numbers?
I bet you less than 50%.
Yeah, and I think a lot of women especially don't know weight distribution numbers. We pick the bat up and go, oh man, okay, so this one feels a little bit heavy here and this one feels great. And then when you take some of those swings, people are like, oh man, this is what I like. Right. And they don't know, okay, this is 8-2 on the hands and 16 on the end, or whatnot.
Well, and color. Everybody wants a design. Oh, look at this design. Oh, I like this bat. It sells.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I look at the Scared series. I think that's a good example. You can't get those. I mean, we're still getting messages to see, hey, can you get me a 25.5 Scared in U-Trip? Yep. And like I tell everybody who reaches out, that is a unicorn. And anybody who has that 25.5 Scared is not letting it go.
They're not. I had a guy again today ask me for a 25 U-Trip bat. It's like, dude, not going to happen. Wait a few weeks. I'm sure something close to Christmas will be dropping. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, Jeff's hinted about it. We all know what's coming. It's just a matter of when we're going to get it. Yeah.
Well, and the pink jawbreaker is the same exact bat. Yeah. But it seems like everybody's liking the different design.
To be honest, I love the pink jawbreaker. It is one of my favorite DDTs. But the weighting on that Scared it seemed a little different to me. But the numbers don't lie. Yeah. It swung well, and it swung really well. I mean, really fast. Yeah. And it had pop off the barrel. So
Well, and I think that's what a lot of people are realizing is how much we're taking the U-Trip game by storm, because people, didn't ever think, oh, short porch with U-Trip. But I think a lot of these guys, especially like Anthony Munoz's Aim High, like that thing is just,
that bat's on a whole other level of hotness.
yeah. And you can't get it, right? Like,
No.
there was a guy selling one for relatively cheap, secondhand, only had like 30 swings on it. And everybody's like, oh man, this is a great deal. And I want to say it was a 25, which is one of the sought after ones.
Yeah, I to be honest, I'm telling everybody, you buy an Aim High, go up 1 ounce, go up. Trust me. I was gonna buy a 26. Cage goes, just trust me, grab a 27. I'm glad I got a 27 because the velos are there, the pop is there, the feel of the bat is amazing.
Well, and then another one on the U-Trip side is Brandon Murray was using the wig popper.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yep.
that one right there in long haul bombers, and he was crushing those 450, 500 feet. So
we were hitting 92 plus. I think Dennis topped out at 99, 101. I think it was. Garrett got 103 off that thing. I mean, yeah, that bat is incredibly hot.
Well,
and it doesn't take much to get it ready.
Yeah, Brandon's saying that he swung the 27.5 scared, and he said it's just crazy hot as well.
Yeah.
So just find your weight that you're comfortable with, and then and swing that. One of the things I'm working on that I've seen this question a ton in Dave's lives, especially, or any of the short porch lives, is for the senior players is what U-Trip bat that we can swing during the wintertime or colder months is comparable to this bat.
Right.
So I'm working on trying to marry those up for everybody to make it a real easy, transition. Like the one piece, with the red wig popper goes straight into.
I mean, you know me, it's all on my bats. So.
Well, and then just the, even the descriptions on Short Porch's page, right?
Right. Yep.
Where a lot of people don't even look at that. So you have your the red wig popper is going to be your closest to your Blackout X and your OG type deal. Dennis was saying you can swing the Brewtown in the winter months. Yeah, you can. Or the other one that
I'm telling you.
Yeah, the other one
we
that
got testing coming on that bat really soon. Really soon, we're going to do some testing on that 25. We have a 25.5 new and wrapper. Dennis and I and Garrett are going to do some testing on that here real soon. Probably 2 more weeks. Probably just before Christmas, we're going to do some testing. We want to see something. We got an idea. We want to check something out.
Now, are you going to go outside and do that?
Yeah, actually, we're going to go outside. It's going to be a cold day. We want to see exactly how much of a beating this bat's going to take. And we're still kind of going back and forth on what ball we want to hit because obviously whatever ball we hit, it's going to be destroyed because it's going to get so wet, so cold. It's going to take forever to dry those things out. And I think that that's a lot of problems lately with a lot of people and balls is they're not letting the balls dry out. They're not wiping them down. They're not taking care of them. They're just waterlogged balls, and they're hitting them, at least in the Northwest. They're hitting them, and they're wet, and they're holding that water and moisture, which is breaking bats. And they just don't understand it.
Well, yeah, because you go from, the balls are an average anywhere between 6 to, we'll say 6.8 ounces. Is the average across the board, it seems
6.6, this one. Yep. 6.6.
Yeah, so, and that's across different companies.
6.0 on that one. That one was what was that? That was a 40. That's a 44.375 mortar. That one is. And it's 6.0. Then the 52 mortars, I got 6.2. So, I have a couple of balls I don't hit. I mean, come on, 6.8 ounces, really? And it's a Braden Fire. This is just going to break your bat, guys.
Well, and so that's what, when you get your, they hand you the balls at the tournament, especially SSUSA, and they say, okay, here's your 6. It's crazy. Actually, I'll show you one of them.
That's one of our ones from this past year. This past Vegas, that was one of the ones. I actually have another one at 7.2 ounces. 7.2 ounces, Braden Fire.
So this is one of them that they gave us in Vegas. And you can tell just how dingy yellow that is.
Yep.
And then you add the red dirt to it, and it is almost a Dijon mustard brown.
Well, and there's almost
That's
certain times of the day you can't even see the ball come through the infield. If you're in the outfield, you don't see it.
right. So, but most of us don't have a scale and aren't going to scale our balls at the tournament. So we just
I've
hit
been doing
whatever
it
they
for a
give
year.
us.
I've been doing it over a year.
Yeah, and so that might be an idea for some of the people. Hey, I'm going to take that scale out there, and I'm going to actually. And I know Dave went over this quite a bit. What was it, Friday night in
Yep.
his live? He really talked about the balls. Um, so like this one is a 44-375 is what the Baden Fire seniors are, 11 inch. So one of the things, and Capri can kind of attest to this because her and I have been talking about it, is it's really hard to find the 11-inch women's balls
Right.
that are stamped certified. So in seniors, I think the Baden Fires are the only ones, but unless you have with the senior stamp, the U-Trip seniors I think can use anything U-Trip stamped. But
Right.
even for our local backyard tournaments, any NSA or U-Trip ball you can use. Well, for women's, we have a choice pretty much. You can have the Dudley Zians. There's the Razzo, and I want to say there's like one or two other companies that make balls, but some of them were $100 a dozen for 11-inch U-Trip stamp balls.
Yeah, there's definitely a missed opportunity there. I think.
Yeah. So
women's balls right now, we got got to get them
well,
all.
and then you want to and Capri is saying in U-Trip seniors you can use any U-Trip stamp ball.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least they open it up, right? Where SSUSA, it's this ball and this ball only, and
Right.
they actually say that you're only supposed to use the ones that you buy from them. Is technically in their rules, but we
I mean, we're kind of lucky in the Northwest. Every rec tournament we go to, I mean, us men. I mean, I don't know about the women. I'm going to pay a little closer attention this year. But any rec tournament we go to up here or qualifier, it's all Braden Fires. So again, we kind of get lucky, but you also get a heavy ball to use. I mean, again, I weigh every ball, and my guy's like, "Why aren't we hitting these balls?" Because I'm not breaking bats. And
right.
at a 7-ounce ball, you're definitely breaking bats. You're destroying that bat. Period.
Well, and I have some mortars, the 11-inch mortars, and they're 44 400s, and so I weighed between the Baden Fires and then the short porch mortars, and they were almost the same exact weight. I think it was a 0.1 ounce difference between even with the two different cores. So and like Capri was also saying, NCS is the only sanction where you can use onyx balls now. So
Don't hit the onyx ball, please, guys. Don't do it.
Well, the big home run derby at Worlds is coming up this Winter Worlds. That's what they're using, is the onyx. So, and people don't realize that it's going to be cold.
525. It's a 525. The men's ball is a 525.
Well, and it's going to be cold down there in Vegas too.
Yeah, that thing's going to be a legitimate stone. It's going to be a rock.
Yeah,
you're going to be literally hitting a piece of concrete. That's what you're hitting.
So it's just one of those things that
you have to decide. It would literally destroy Dave's bat. It would literally destroy Dave's bat. And I'll bet you less than 15 cuts.
Probably.
This is at 195. This has got 500 cuts on it. It's at 195. Now this is Teresa hitting with 500 cuts. So she's averaging anywhere between 65 and 72 with this thing. We've got a couple cuts on. I got 20. I got probably 50, 100 cuts on it. But she's got the majority cuts on that bat. And she's got it down to 195.
Shane, thank you. Yeah, it's my pride and joy up here. So it's one of the things I worked hard on to get the wall the way it is. So, and Alan's saying that the Baden Fire is the #1 bat breaker of all 44-375 balls out there. So,
yeah, I agree.
And then Rob Peters is saying that our new BP balls are amazing. So he's down in Florida where they have a little bit of all kinds of weather and they get that rain all the time.
You're not getting any damage. I mean, we hit for 2 weeks now. We've hit the OG. OG, we've hit the 2 weeks now. Nothing. It's still at 200 compression. Hasn't changed. And you're only hitting those foam balls.
Well, and that's the other thing is Brandon Murray and Rob Taylor hit the rubber balls all the time. And neither one of them, they are probably some of the fastest swing speeds I've ever seen.
Both those guys are beasts. Come on, they can hit it out with a jimmer stick. And they were hitting those rubber balls with the jimmer stick 300 feet. So,
and they're not breaking bats.
Yeah, and not breaking.
So, and they, like you said, that they fly just like a regular ball.
The ball flies off. It jumps off the bat. There's no doubt. It just the max distance we've got. And come on, Garrett hits in 103. I mean, he averages 95 plus. So does Dennis. Dennis is, 85 to 95. And they can't get it out. I mean, they're hitting the living hell out of it. And I think my max is 275 right now. It's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, you're like, okay, now I got a goal. I mean, I was getting a 75 velo. I'm like, okay, I can break 75. No. I finally, again, with Brandon's bat, 25.5, I finally got an 80 out of it.
Well, and so what you guys have found too with the BP balls, the rubber BP balls, it's that they it's about a 10-mile-an-hour exit velo difference, or anywhere between 3 to 10.
3 to 10.
And of course,
the Joker is the biggest. The Joker is the biggest difference, in speed wise, at least for us. We're anywhere between 6 and 10 miles an hour difference between the 52-300 and the Joker. I mean, the Joker is a 52-700. I'm not going to kid you. It's a 700 ball. Mm-hmm. When you hit it, you've hit it. It makes this crack that's just ungodly. And the ball's gone. It leaves in a hurry. And you'll hear the guys go, was that a Joker? Was that a mortar? And they'll ask. You'll hear us on our live. We ask all the time. And most of the time, Teresa's paying attention or whoever's pitching. Yep, that was a mortar. Nope, that was a Joker. Okay, great.
Yeah. Dean, I think more BP balls are coming in anywhere.
6 weeks. There should be 4 to 6 weeks out right now.
Yeah, I was going to say it was like the 60 to 90 day type when I heard last. So probably, I would bank more probably into Christmas, right near beginning of the year.
I think Jeff said January, that first or second week in January.
Yeah. So, and when they hit the, hit the internet, hit the website, you better be on it like that.
Yo, Dean, Jeff Ezzy has a dozen of them. Go check them out. I sent a dozen to him. He's got a dozen.
He says he wants 3 dozen.
2 dozen.
So this is kind of a little bit of a controversial thing, and I'm sure, we got Alan, we got Brandon, some of the guys on here. Carrying the bats that you carry to your games. And there's a lot of people that say, hey, you should only take 1 or 2 bats. Like you have your gamer and you have 1 or 2 backup gamers. Should it be the same bat, or do you have a variety of bats in your bag?
If you ask me, I carry 6 bats, period. I have 2 of them are 27s. Mm-hmm. 2 of them are 27s. I have 3 26s and 1 25. And the 25 is in the DDT. So 2 of my bats, and then at a 26, I have the Mayor, that's a 27, and an OG Blackout, which is a 27. So it all depends.
I think that you should be able to hit with just about as reps or hitters and that kind of stuff.
Let's talk about the challenge now that you bring that up.
We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Okay.
But we have, so many different bats. We have the different DDTs that I firmly believe that the DDTs help you go backside. If you are a backside hitter, that it can help you go middle, backside for anybody. Would you change a bat in the middle of the game if you're not the home run hitter, if you're not the designated home run hitter, would you switch bats depending on what your mission is, what your situation is?
I won't. I'll go game to game. If I'm on fire, like with my bat this last Vegas, I didn't change. I got out twice and I stayed with the same bat. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I had a game where I was 0 for 3, chances are I probably would have changed to a different bat.
Yeah.
Or was it something I was doing physically wrong? I'd have probably called, to be honest, I probably would have been messaging Brandon on the side going, do you see anything I'm doing differently? Here's my swing. What's going on? Am I doing something wrong? Am I not seeing the ball? What am I doing? And if he says everything's fine, I'm changing the bat. I really truly am. I'm going to go lighter. I might go back to the 27 to the Mayor, because the Mayor, I love that bat. I love the weighting on it. I love everything the way it feels. It reminds me a lot of the OG Blackout, which is why I have 27s in both of those. So,
well, and I believe that depending on what type of hitter you are, and that's what it all goes based on, is what type of, and what is your role on the team. Because we know there are some people that their role on the team is hit it as far as you can, and that is what you get to do. But, and we've talked about this before, the women's game seems to be more of a little bit of a strategy game where
same with double A, same thing.
Yeah,
it's all
double
strategy.
A and triple A, because triple A you don't get a ton of home runs.
Nope. You get three. You get three in men's. So
yeah. So I don't think it's a bad thing if you're like, okay, I have runners on second and third, 1 out or 2 outs and tying runs on second. I need to get them home. My best option to go backside into that left, right center gap is to use a DDT when I've been using Blackout X the whole game. So to me, I say don't be afraid to do that, but you have to be comfortable with it and know what each bat does for you.
Well, and how are you hitting the pitcher? How are they throwing? Are they throwing you a lot of outside pitches? Yes or no? Are they throwing you inside? You're not going to go oppo on an inside pitch. You're going to do something different with it.
Right.
A lot of people come up to the plate going, I'm just going to hit. No, you got to have a game plan. Have some kind of a plan. And that's what we're teaching our guys now. Have a game plan at the plate. Try to have a game plan. I got a guy at second. We need to get him in. I need to hit the ball the right side or up the middle straight up so I have a shot. Something. Because we don't have a 5-man. Not in double A.
Yeah.
Triple A neither.
Most women don't play a 5-man. We've played against one team at the major level who play a 5-man, and they'll go depending on which outfielders they have that weekend. If they have their 3 speedsters, they'll do it. But we've knocked them out of 5-man in the past because you're
going to tear some legs up in the outfield. That's a lot of running room for 3 ladies and 3 guys. You're going to kill some.
Well,
100-degree weather, you're done.
Yeah, if it's either super hot or it's super cold, right?
Oh yeah, cold is even worse. You're just standing there, and then finally you get a ball, you got to run. Yeah.
So I mean, just I just had made some stuff, food for thought, and I know I was hoping that Dave would be on here. I don't know if he'll be able to come on, just depending on how the hunt is going.
He'll let you know.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a message from him, so you haven't, right?
Yeah, no, he hasn't texted me yet. But that was some of the things that, I think him and I have some differing opinions on, but I see multiple ways, right? Just like when you do your lineup, a lot of people will be like, oh, you need to have your speedsters up front. And, but it's like, hey, mix things up. If you have your highest on base percentage person who can also hit home runs lead off, you're almost going to, if they walk them because they're afraid of them, then you're starting with a base runner. So why not switch it up and do something a little unorthodox that most people aren't going to expect from you?
And I normally don't put my power hitter, my home run guy, I don't put him in the 4, 5, 6 spot. My home run guy is in the 7, 8, 9 spot, to be honest.
Well, and you think about it too. That number next to your name in the lineup only matters that first time around.
Yep, absolutely.
Because any part of the lineup can come up at any time, so you have a different role each time you're up. So, and there's some people who say, well, I can only hit if I'm in the number 3 spot. That's where I hit my best.
That's a head thing.
Well, right. And it only works the first time around because unless, you are hitting 9 and you get 3 outs every time, that's the only time you're going to be in that spot.
I've been coaching for a long time, and it seems like every time I end a game, I end in the same spot in that lineup every single game. So it doesn't matter where you start in that lineup. Guys like to lead off, fine. Guys like to bat 9 or 10 or 11, fine. I got no problems with it. I build the lineup differently than most people.
And Alan's saying that like the DHH needs to be up front so you can get them
absolutely
possible.
I agree.
So, and that's another difference between the men's and women's game, right?
Yep.
Women's game, we don't have a DHH.
Nope.
So, and I mean, you're not seeing a ton of home runs in women's. I I think one game in Reno we had 3,
Wow.
which was a lot. We get 6 in a game is what we get. So,
well, you are hitting a golf ball. Just saying.
Well, but that also goes to show you that, just by genetics, women don't hit the ball,
no,
as far as men do, because we all play on the same field.
I've seen some girls really hit the ball farther than a guy.
Well,
ain't no joke. And they'll hit a men's ball just as far. No problem.
Capri saying that her lineup for BCS Challenge Cup is going to make pitchers think twice, because she says she has lefty, righty through 8 batters. So
I wish her and I had that conversation. I wish I could do that.
Right. If you have that many left-handed hitters, you can really change some things up. Or, if you have your power hitter can also base hit, then you're golden. I think the biggest thing for either men's or women's is where are your courtesy runners? So who are your people that are going to be running for your pitcher? Or if you have somebody who's not that fast or maybe slightly injured that you need to run for, where do you... Hey, I got to run today, so we're good.
Couple more weeks.
Yeah, but you have to think that too, which I think in the young kids ball or U-Trip or that kind of stuff, you don't have to think about where am I going to have my courtesy runners come in. And then I know there are some people that say it's bench players only courtesy runners. So
and if I don't have the guys to run, we have a rule on our team: no courtesy runner until you get to second base. Because 9 times out of 10, every time you put a courtesy runner at first base, that next guy hits into a double play, and now you've lost 2 guys in that lineup that can't run anymore. And now you're stuck with 2 outs trying to get more runs, trying to get 5 or whatever with 2 guys that can't run. And it sucks. So we have a rule on our team that you got to get to second base.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Pitchers included, and that includes myself, working my ass off on that mound. If I don't get to second, no courtesy runner. Unless you're injured and you're still hitting the ball well and you're getting down the line, stay at first. We'll take care of you. But the most part, no. Get to second.
Well, and that's just, something that is more of that,
Yeah.
I won't say softball IQ, but it's that, hey, how do we do this effective for our team? Because every team's different too.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, we know this person usually hits the double, so I'm going to, I can afford to have somebody who may need a courtesy runner on first because I know how this person's been hitting the ball. So it's a strategy thing that I think a lot of people will start looking at in the future.
And it's an education thing. I mean, us older coaches and guys have been a long time playing, Brandon, myself. I've been playing since I was 20, I'm 58. I mean, come on, that's 38 years I've been playing this game. You've learned a lot over the ways, and sacrificing a courtesy runner can cost you the game. It really, truly can, in my opinion.
Well, and we, this past year, we actually caught the same team do this. I think they did it 2 or 3 times against us. Is they had somebody who had a courtesy runner come in as a courtesy runner and automatic out.
Yeah.
So
if you got a scorekeeper that don't pay attention, that's a bad thing. That's a team killer right there.
Yep.
I got Teresa. She's bad. Somebody touches that base without her approval, you're not going to be happy at the end of that game because she's going to light your ass up flat out.
Yeah. Well,
we don't touch the base unless she says it's okay.
And I think in women's a lot too. Another difference is you have players keeping the scorebook.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And there's some men's team. I mean, there's sometimes when you see no scorebook being kept at all, and it's like, okay, that's just
not in a qualifier. You want to do that in rec? Hey, can you take care of this one? Yeah, no problem. But not in a qualifier. Don't do that. That's just poor management, poor team management.
Well, and it's the accountability because we've had managers, and you see this complaint all the time. Oh, I signed the scorecard, but the umpire had the score backwards. Home and away.
Happens.
Well, you signed saying that it was legit, so you're saying I agree to this.
It's true.
And it's
true.
another topic I wanted to hit on tonight that Greg actually brought up a few comments back. He says he swings a 26 and later in the day he swings 25 to keep fresh and hit the ball anywhere at any time. And any bat just needs lighter at the end of the day. What are thoughts on going lighter either same day or the next?
Conditioning. I'm gonna call Brandon on this one. That's a conditioning thing.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't go down unless I am dog ass tired, and that's 100 degrees. I pitch 2 games, but even then, I'm still gonna swing my 26. Something's got to go really drastically wrong with me to swing a 25. I mean, don't get me wrong, I swing Dave bat very well on a 25, but I have a lot more miss hits with a 25 because I'm a lot faster with it. I'll admit.
Well, and I think that's what, with a lot of this technology in the bats now, too. And obviously, I haven't swung some of the newer other company bats, but some of them are more forgiving the heavier you go. Some are less forgiving. Kind of depends. But like you said, if you're going from a 25 or a 26, and some of ours are 26 and a half. Dave, I'll send you a request right now.
Nice.
He just popped in and said hello. So.
Oh yeah, there he is.
So I'm gonna text it to him.
Yeah, that's a tough situation going down in a bat. I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I'm just not that guy. I carry one in my bag. I'm not going to kid you. I do. But something's got to be drastically wrong for me to pick it up.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things is, your swing changes. When you change the way the bat, your swing does change, whether you like it or not. I know, like Alan does a lot of the R&D for us, so he swings those heavy bats. Hey.
There he is. Look tired.
Is it nice and cold out there?
I'll tell you what, it just got cold today. I just pulled in off the four side by side. Yeah, I've had 4 hours sleep in 3 days. That's how bad it is here.
Well, I mean, we can only see from the neck up because of that camo.
Don't be talking shit about my camo.
I mean,
you're gonna get us both in trouble, right?
Right?
Hey, this is Kuyu. Hold on. This is Kuyu camo. It's probably some of the best camo out there. But you know what's funny, guys? And I don't know if y'all know this, but you know how you get sponsored? There we go. You know how you get sponsored players and sponsored. There you go. You have sponsored players and you got sponsored. Players that represent your brand. We are actually, me and my son are sponsored by Kuyu, which is a pretty big. They got some really good stuff, and as long as we do, like me and my son are starting to do podcasts for hunting, and we wear their gear, so we only can wear their gear, and they send them to us, and it's kind of like softball world where you can wear different brands, and if you have a social media presence, you can basically get a lot of stuff represented by a really good brand. What were y'all talking about earlier? I kind of chimed in a little bit, but I've been out on it's cold. We're driving around in a side by side, which is a big Ranger open.
Going to lighter bats while we're hitting in the game. That's what we were talking about. Balls, lighter bats. Do you go down to a lighter bat later in the game when you're tired? I said
So we're all kind of the same opinion.
Yeah, you're already going to start there with me. I don't believe that. I actually think if you have to go down lighter, you're not prepared.
Exactly.
And the problem is in the past, and you guys will know this too. The problem is in the past is whenever you went from a 25 to a 26 or 28, let's say you went down, the weight distribution in those bats were totally messed up. So in some bats, you can actually drop weight and go to a balanced bat or a 1/4 ounce end load, So your weight distribution is different. Now with short porch, you can get away with that because of the way we load our bats. But I don't think other bat companies, because I did weight distribution on them, and they could go flex go up and down. That's how come a lot of people back in the day used to say, well, the 27 is a lot hotter than the 26. This is on other bat companies. The 27 is a lot hotter than 26. Well, the weight distribution numbers were different. That's the reason why. And people didn't understand it. And I was trying to, when I talk in my reviews, I was trying to talk to them about it. Like, okay, this is the reason why you got more mass on the end, right? And they loaded the hand weight when you actually went down, because you swing at 20. They got less hand weight when you went up, added more end weight. So if you can handle that weight, I think if you gotta struggle on a Sunday, or so say it's your last day, and if you have to struggle, you shouldn't be swinging that heavier weight. You should just get used to the lower weight and prepare. A lot of it's prepare. You got to eat right. You got to get enough sleep, and you got to hydrate. If you do all those things, you'll be able to get through that last game. And a lot of guys tell me, well, I play in the outfield and I run for everybody. And I would say, don't run for everybody.
Outfield's important.
You can play in the outfield and make sure you're drinking carbs during the day. You know, that carb drink. I mean, something that got fast absorbing carbohydrates. So if you're going to, okay, this is like saying, if you're going to burn 1,000 calories playing softball, you got to consume 1,200 calories in carbs. You can't burn 1,000 calories and consume 500 calories expect to be strong. So basically, it's all nutrition and what you eat. I just chimed in on that, but I want to talk about something that Bob, you did, and did y'all talk about the balls and?
Well, we just kind of touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about them some, but go ahead.
Okay, I was told that you did testing on. I don't know if you got into that too much, but basically everybody has different balls, and I don't want to get into other ball companies or talk about other ball companies on what they're swinging, because we're just going to talk about short porch. Across the board, when I have 7 bags of short porch balls, and I have 44 375s, 44 400s, and the majority of them, I probably got 6 bags of the 44 375. I don't have 52 300s because that's not what seniors swing, right? So I'm not in there to break bats in. I'm in there to hit them. But I do notice across the board, our balls are no heavier than a 6.5. You know, they're average on all bars is on our balls is 6.3. So whenever, and I've known this for years, is a lot of guys would say, I cracked this bat at this, I cracked this bat at that. You know, well, what do you swing? The first thing was, well, what the degrees were when you swung it? How cold was it outside? Where did you have the bat? And then what balls were you hitting? You know, prime example, I played with a softball team years ago, and we played Major Plus, and every morning we would use the same balls hitting every morning for the whole year. And because we'd have a travel bag, and they were the same balls. We hit them in the dew, we hit them in the cold, we hit them everything. But what happened to a lot of guys at the end of the year started cracking bats. So I never swung my bat with those balls. And they're like, "You gonna take BP?" I said, "No, I'm not gonna crack my bat because your balls are bad. They're too heavy." You know, and I think
waterlogged. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people can't afford. I understand the people that can't afford it, but you got to understand you're doing damage to your bat whenever you get in there and you're swinging another ball company, you know, that has a 6.97. And guys, that you know this, you know, I don't want you to call, because I've talked to Rachel about this. I don't want you to say their name because we don't do that. But you're hitting a ball. You're hitting a ball against a bat that's a top tier bat, a high performer bat. Now, okay, guys, these are top tier bats. These are a lot of bat companies out there that have top tier bats. We're talking about all of them, not just saying we're the only ones. It's a lot of bat companies out there. So if you're hitting a heavy ball, you're going to lose compression in that bat very fast. Bob, yeah, I think you've talked about this, yeah, right? And you're going to damage that bat beyond repair.
Yep,
you're going to damage the bat beyond repair. A lot of people don't know what goes on in the structure of a bat when you hit a heavy ball. Now let's say, okay, this too, and I know you know this, Bob. Let's say that you have a 28-ounce bat So you're swinging a 28-ounce bat, which is going to compress more than a 26-ounce bat or 25-ounce bat. So the longevity on a 28 at your bat speed swinging a heavy ball, it's not going to last long, and it's going to decompress. You know how many people have contacted me, people that I hit with, not anymore, but people that I used to hit with, they were so confused because they didn't understand why his 28 was losing compression so fast. To buy more bats. You're swinging a 28-ounce end load. That's the main reason why, you know, and people just don't understand that part because it's just more flex on that barrel. So let's say you're hitting in the code, you know, with a heavier bat. That's why heavy bats, you know, a lot of people like swinging them, not really a lot, but people like swinging them. They don't understand that at swinging a heavy bat comes a cost. You're going to lose compression and you're going to crack. They're going to crack easy. They're going to crack sooner. But with our bats, and this is across the board, but with our bats, they're just going to lose compression a lot faster. Well, I swung this bat in 100 swings. It got down to 140 compression. What size bat were you swinging? With 28 ounce? You know? Okay. I'm sorry. You got to be swinging 52-300. Yeah. 52-300. You got to be hitting that. You got to be hitting that new training ball that we have. You know, so it's all that. That
ball's amazing. That ball's absolutely amazing.
And I think you did testing, didn't you?
200, a brand new OG blackout.
You did testing on the balls.
Yep. You there, Dave?
For a second. Yeah, they used your blackout. And
we used the blackout OG. Brand new in the wrapper. We hit 300 balls on those new foam balls. And it hasn't changed. It's still 200 compression. And that was me. That was Dennis. That was Garrett. All of us hitting. I mean, two of those guys are 95 plus guys. Still at 200.
The blackout OG, the one piece, one piece blackout OG.
Still, okay, that's immaculate. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, those balls were made. When me and Leslie designed those balls years ago, I told her what I wanted, and she's like, okay, I can do that. We made it where it doesn't damage at all. You know, you're still getting hand-eye coordination when you're hitting it. I actually, what that ball does too, and it's an amazing ball. What that ball does too is, think about it. When you don't hit a ball far, you tend to swing a little harder. Mm-hmm. So it keeps you from getting that elbow motion. You know, if you hit hard balls and you hit them in BP, you kind of get lazy. You don't explode, right? Mm-hmm. So our theory with that was, for one, you got to cut it to spin it. You got to get a rotation on it. So it actually trains you to hit that ball down and spin it to get some distance on it. Another thing too, every cut you take with that ball, you're swinging hard because everybody out there wants to hit the ball far. I mean, they want to hit 5-6-0 and they want to smoke them through there. They want to hit the ball up and they want it far. So what that ball does is help you train for that. It helps you cut the ball, helps you train so you're not lackadaisical and you just don't get in the motion of swinging it back, just like playing tennis.
Right.
Let's just volley back and forth. So that ball, actually, you got to hit it, right?
You have to.
You have to hit it. So and it doesn't tear your bats up either, you know. And plus, you can take them anywhere, and you don't have to run, 2 football fields to get it. You can just pick it up like when you're traveling out of town. Yeah, that ball that would be a good ball for whenever I was traveling, a good ball for us to hit. And you clean them off and you put them back in your bag, and it'd be the same thing they were every time. They could have. Mine have lasted 3 years already. So that's that, and there's nothing wrong with it. They're not peeling. They're not. I mean, they're awesome. But then again, they're made with our material. They're made. Nobody else makes this. We don't get that. We don't order this ball from China and it gets shipped in made from their material. That is our material that is making that ball that good. But then again, you know that about the bats too. Our bats are our material. It's nobody else's material. We're the only one that has it. So that's the good thing about what Short Porch is doing right now.
And I don't think Leslie gets enough credit for the balls because I mean she is the master.
You know what? I think I don't think it's you can say enough credit for one, but she's the person that gets up there and she talks. She's. This is so funny. It's a funny story about Leslie. But when I first met her, she came down to San Antonio, and you hear her talk and everything. She's so nice. Oh, Leslie, oh, doing the heart signs to her and everything. Oh, Leslie. But you ever hear her talk about material?
Mm-hmm.
And she made my head hurt. And I'm going, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're going to you're going too much for me. I'm not that. I don't know a lot of stuff that you're saying. But Leslie, if you ever get down and break her down and start talking about material and get her mind to just relax and talk to people, she's very, very, and I don't think she gets enough. She doesn't get enough credit for what she does. I agree. Because she just sits in the back, and Jeff's the mad scientist. But they work, if you notice this, Jeff works different than Leslie does, right?
Yep.
Jeff is the constant thinking in numbers and crunching numbers and making things better. What you're working with here when you are part of Short Porch or join Short Porch is you have somebody that is on the material department, and that is the chemical engineer. Then you have a mathematical person that they go together and they make each other very good. They push each other to be very good. And you got to have that in any kind of relationship or any kind of those people that actually make them go, what if we did do it this way? Why do we have so many bat launches? Why does Short Porch have, I keep on hearing this shit. Why does Short Porch you got launches?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do we keep on having bat launches? Because Jeff he's not satisfied, and I need to get through people's head when hey, what was this bat going to be the same as the last bat? No, we have bats and we'll tell you this is a bat is a painted over from the last bat. We'll tell you that. We're very transparent when it comes to that. But I tell no, we just did a little something different. Well, what did you do different? Well, we changed the coat of paint on it. Maybe we put a little bit more paint on it, make it a little bit more for the faster bat speed guys. So people don't understand that. And I know Jeff doesn't want to get into it because he doesn't want to give away a lot of secrets.
Right.
And I'm the worst at doing that. Like I'll get on a road and I'll start talking, and then I'm going, maybe I shouldn't. And I think to myself, maybe I shouldn't have said that, because it's like I've done for years is tell people about weight distribution, and it actually helped the industry kind of figure a lot of things out. And then I had a lot of people calling me and asking me about it. And I'm like, well, listen, this is to build. And I wasn't into that business. I didn't care. I was just passing on information to a lot of people out there. But what they do with each other is they push each other. And we have so many good things that are coming out. I don't know if you guys have said anything. I know me and Jeff probably could talk about on Wednesday night. But we have so many good things. And you don't know, like I got a phone call from Jeff yesterday, and we talked for about 45 minutes, and I was here. I just happened to be, it's nighttime. I had to be on break, and everybody was out, and I was talking to him. He started telling me about things that are coming in for next year, and I'm like, wow, that's and it's like a kid. It's like Christmas every month. It's like Christmas with him and Leslie, because they'll be somewhere. He was at the USSSA meetings last week, and all of a sudden, and he calls me up and goes, you know what I'm thinking of? I said, well, you at USSSA meetings, got to be something you trip. He goes, no, I was thinking about this other thing. I was having lunch with this person, and I think we're going to move in this direction. And I heard he called me and said about Brandon Murray last week, and I'm like, holy. And then Brandon Murray, what happened today? It was today.
Today.
It was yesterday. It was today.
Good.
Yeah.
Thing you
He
didn't
talked
get
about Sunshine today, coming back, and he talked about Brandon today.
Yeah, he called me up and goes, can you get on three-way? I said, man, there's no way. I'm out in the field right now. I'm out driving around, and he's like okay, and then that's an amazing ad. It is, because he's such an ambassador. He's such an ambassador, not only for any kind of like a baseball, softball, baseball, whatever, but he's an ambassador for us that actually, and that's good to have. Somebody out there that believes in the movement and that believes in everything that we're doing, and is such a nice guy too. So I've watched him work a booth. He's amazing. Talks to everybody. Yep. They got questions for him. He'll sit there and answer them.
He doesn't hesitate to help anybody.
Nope.
He'll help.
Yep.
He doesn't push it on you.
Right.
He won't put. Here's the deal. How you can tell a really good teacher? They don't tell you in front of people. They'll pull you over to the side, and they'll just say something in your ear or something like that. That's a Brandon Murray. He's He's a really good guy. We roomed with him last year, and then this year he was there and he's working a booth, and you could just watch him when he works a booth. He's amazing. You know, all you guys are. All you guys when you work a booth. Bob's loud. Like Bob comes to the Bob works it, but he works it a different way. You can't be.
I sell bats. That's what I was told to do.
Yeah, you were out there. Yeah, you were out there, and then you have Rachel over there that can work a booth too. So it's joy. I like watching you guys when you come to the booth. It's just amazing. And I know I've been talking for a while because I'm like caffeined up. So y'all guys need to jump in here a little bit.
A good little Brandon Murray story for you is him and Ron came out to one of our games this year at Worlds. And afterwards, yeah, he was talking to my girl that's girl can hit the ball. And he's like, you need to be swinging the Bayou. Like the Bayou would fit your swing. And she's one of them that in a U-trip bat, she'll swing a 28 ounce max inload just to slow her down enough. And she can handle it. And so she turns and she looks at me and she goes, should I listen to him? I only trust you with bats, because she's one of them who would never swing a shaved bat, nothing like that. And people tried to give them to her in the past. So she said, I would only swing bats that certain people gave me, or they came straight out of the wrapper. And I'm like, no, you want to listen to him. He's giving you good info. Yep. So it was really awesome just that he came right in. Hey, this is something that's going to fit you well. And, amazing.
Let me ask you guys one thing too. And we have a lot of new reps that are out there. And let me ask you guys one thing. What would you do? And I'm kind of on the outside, and y'all guys are in there, right? So I'm kind of the outside looking in, and I don't keep in touch with a lot of them. I have a few of them that are texting me. What we could do better with knowledge, showing the reps, because here's the deal. When you're a rep for Short Porch, it's not like any other softball company out there, any other company out there. We do things, we don't try to reinvent the wheel, right? We do things that nobody else does. It's all the same old shit for the last 40 years that I've been doing this. Last same thing every year, right? Short Porch is totally opposite, right? A lot of our reps are actually, we call them the soldiers. We have an army of reps. Okay, how do we get on the movement with the reps? How do we talk? Because there's got to be something, and I think Rachel touched on this the other day. There's got to be something that they read or take, because the way we do weight distribution, the way to Savannah, Georgia, it's going to be totally different, because I'll be hands-on, and I'll be a lot of information on the computer, a lot of information on the website about barrel flex, about handle flex, because we're basically going to a no flex handle anyway. But just across the board on what do we do to educate a lot of these reps out there that are coming on that don't know that might.
Yeah. So I have an idea
that might put out wrong information. So what do we do?
So me and you need to talk offline, because I have an idea on some of it.
Yeah, we've been talking about this because we're getting phone calls daily.
Yeah. So I have an idea to pitch to you. But one of the things that I had a guy contact me on the new reps, and he was asking all kinds of questions. He's new to softball. He's only played a couple years. And I said, the very first thing before you even try and go sell any bats is go onto our website and read about every single bat, how it's loaded, what it's made of, what the different features are with bats. And then go back through and watch all the different podcasts to know, hey, we tailor the bats for different swing speeds, so we can start fitting people. U-Trip's a little bit different because we don't have quite the harder barrels and softer barrels as much as we do in senior. But there's definitely some that fit a slower swing speed better than a faster swing speed. And
definitely.
The biggest way and we can prove that, and we have, is by having the women swing it, right? Because most women have that slower swing speed than men do. But I mean, they're across the board, and it's just getting the knowledge of what each bat is. Because I had a gal try and tell me that the milkshakes and the pink jawbreaker were essentially the same bat and they swung the same. And I'm like,
No.
they are completely different.
It got bad.
So it
Really?
wasn't bad, but I was like, no, they're completely different. You have different technologies. One's a DDT, one's just a 2-piece. One's a balanced, one's an inload. So it's just the education, and we need to have people understand what our products are prior to just turning them loose to sell, I think.
And we have an idea. We have an idea that can probably solve this.
Yeah. It's yes. It's got to be either doing some kind of a. I know we can't zoom in 170 people, you know, and then have questions being asked. That I don't think we have the technology to do that yet. But I don't even know how much we can do on a conference call with everybody. I know Zoom's probably could take up to 20 people on a Zoom, but we got way more.
I think we need to go a little bit bigger, a little bit more broad.
Well,
then the other thing
we can
could
do
is institute with some of the reps that have been around a while, if they want to take on this role, is like a mentor rep, and almost assign them, hey, here's 10 or 20 reps from your region, and kind of go through what it is. And one of the things that I was talking about earlier before you came on, because Ron just reminded me, he said a rep needs a cheat sheet of every bat's dimensions and weight distribution,
which we're working
on. The one.
Okay, let me ask you this. And I can talk about this because it's something that, and I hope I'm not going to steal an idea that you guys had. Maybe an app. Maybe we can get with Leslie and Jeff to do an app for Short Porch. That way you can plug it in, right? And it'll better explain what bat we have out, what bat we've had out. And then that's where I would come in and start. We'd have to get somebody that would develop the app for us. And then I would come in and I would start putting all the bats we've had and weight distribution numbers, who they fit, because I've done reviews on all of them. You know, I actually thought about doing that with when I was senior softball bat reviews to all the bats out there, talking about barrel flex and handle flex, because I remember all that, right? Talk about barrel flex, handle flex, you know, who it fits. And I thought about doing that. Lisa Boyd actually was going to help me out because she's a coder, right? So she was going to help me out because I had told her that idea about 5 years ago, and she worked with me a little bit. But that's something that Short Porch would, because once we sign a rep, they can actually have access. I'm not talking about access for everybody. I'm talking about access for a lot of the reps, because what you're going to deal, you know, I don't trust a lot of people. I mean, you're giving out a lot of information that actually solves a problem, you know. Well, and then you have people that will
to go on your idea. One of the things that a lot of the new reps won't know, who haven't been around, and there are still some that, you know, I don't even know, only being around a year, is some of the older bats. Like, what were those? Because, you know, you have some of these customers coming up, oh, I swing a salty dog. Well, you can't just Google. I mean, it takes a little bit of a search to go find, hey, here's what the salty dog was exactly. Weight distribution numbers, barrel flex, you know, all that kind of stuff. So we might need to go historical with that.
Yeah.
Because you have some of the senior guys, hey, I want something that's just like the soda pop, you know, type deal. So, and we've had how many evolutions since then? So
quite a few, actually.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I don't know if you saw this, but somebody the other day did a review on the X bat, the Blackout X. And they said the first Short Porch 1-piece Blackout X that has DDT technology.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Rachel called. We were talking for about 20 minutes on that.
And on a 1-piece bat, and it has DDT technology. The DDT technology is in a 2-piece bat. And the DDT weighting, right? Now, I didn't understand about the DDT weighting. Was he talking about, does it have more inload? Maybe he's talking about because the DDTs have more inload. Not, you know, that brand is, and then you have mine, which is a 1/2 ounce inload. But you have that blackout, that blackout barrel that has that more of a counterweight feel, right? But still high performance because of barrel. But he said that, and the review was great. But that's just misinformation that somebody's going to run with, and I hope it doesn't lead down a rabbit hole going.
I believe he actually put a rebuttal out there and said that he misspoke on that.
Okay.
He did. I think he did. Dennis was talking to me about it a couple days ago.
Well, and that was
a DDT. Is go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say
DDT is a two-piece. Okay, you tell me to go ahead and cut now.
Yes, sir. You have the floor.
You know what we got? We got it because I'm in this little Wi-Fi cabin. Let me show you something. Y'all see Yellowstone? Have y'all seen Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Look at this. Is this not Yellowstone? Look at this. There is bunk beds everywhere in this place. There's bunk beds on. This is Yellowstone. And then there's a kitchen. Then there's a kitchen behind me. So yeah, this looks just like. Oh, I told him, I said, don't come in here. I'm doing a podcast. We got 14 people here. And I go, don't come in here. I'm doing a podcast. So, yeah.
So before you came on, I was saying one of the things I'm kind of working on is, because I know this question's been asked in your podcast numerous times, is doing a comparison from what U-trip bats are similar to the senior bats. Because now we're with the, the colder weather, how we can take a U-trip bat that swings the same as this bat, and you can save your senior bat and swing the 240. So, because we've had, hey, which bats are the same?
Yeah, what U-trip bat?
Well, here's the deal.
Senior bat.
Yes, exactly. That's a lot of people have been trying to do that. I think we're there because you can, okay, it's hard to go into a swing of Brandon Murray when you've been swinging my bat, because the structure is the same, just the barrels are different, right? They both have no flex handles, but Brandon's got a 3/4 ounce, I've got a 1/2 ounce. So you're going to get a little bit more in weight on that bat, which if you're that, and I know a lot of guys out there like this, they want the exact weight, within 2 points or 2/10 of an ounce, they want that exact weight. So we needed, and it's something coming. And I don't want to talk about it now because there's something coming next winter. We just need to get through this winter. That's gonna change all that. It's gonna be pretty good. That I introduced about 2 years ago to Jeff, and he said he would work on it. Just give him a while because we have all this stuff that's going on right now. And he was thinking that, and he says, yeah, we'll look into doing that. That's something that's in the future right now is. When I get, it's going to be so much better because here's the deal. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. That's how come when I get up there, there's a lot of things going to change. It's just a lot of numbers registered. I'd love for us to get an app so I can start putting numbers in an app. If a rep has a question, they can go in. We need a U-trip bat's going to match this bat. So you put it in the app. And boom, it comes up with the comparable ones, right? It'll come up with, and that's one of those deals where we're working on. So you can buy a U-trip and it'll last as a senior. It'll last you a senior. I'm not talking about anybody else. The average senior, it's going to last you about 4 years, in my opinion.
Right.
If you're hitting, light balls, regular balls, but you're swinging the same bat that you're going to hit in seniors. Right. And then you can just go to that and you would take a few BP, 10 BP rounds with it. It's good to go. You're going to get excited because you're hitting. I think across the board, if you hit a shitty bat in the off season, it's going to make you so much better during the season. That's just me. Yeah. You don't want to go out there. If you want to get any better across the board, you don't want to go out there and pick the hardest balls you want to hit. It creates bad habits, right? Any good because balls or shitty bats make you hit the ball down a little to get any kind of exit velo on it. So I just think what you're talking about U-trip going into like U-trip bat in the offseason is better. A lot of they just go, I just want to save my bat. Well, not only is it going to save your bat, it's going to make you better. You've got to really hit that. You got to really place it. A lot of people want to smoke it through the infield with a U-trip bat. That is a senior. I'm not talking about you U-trip guys. That's another thing too. We're either talking about seniors here. So you can pick up that bat, and it's just going to make you a better person, because the same swinging weights, you get away with 0.2 and still walk right into it, and your senior bat and just start swinging it. So yes, definitely talk to me off like right now, because you'll get in trouble if you start spewing a bunch of stuff out there about new inventions or new ideas, you know.
Would you rather focus on hand weight or like barrel weight? That's the other thing we're getting. Guys are asking us, is barrel weight more important, or is the hand weight more important?
Do what?
Is the barrel weight more important, or is the hand weight more important?
Both.
Okay.
See, that's a lot of things that people don't understand. They're both. It's a formula between them both. You know, you can change the handle weight on a bat and change the whole edge effect. A lot of people say the hand weight has a lot to do with loading of bats, because you could do a 17 on the end with a 10-5 on the hands, changes it more toward a balanced bat, right? But if you take the hand weight out on that 17-ounce end load, let's go to a 10. So if you go to a 10 on that hand weight, what that does, it turns more of like a 3. I'll go at 9 to the hand weight. It goes more like a 3, like a half-ounce end load. But if you go to like an 8.4, 8.5, then it's going to turn it into like a sledge. It's going to have a 3/4 ounce end load with the same end load. So hand weight has a lot to do with it. And then you got end weight. You change the end weight, and it changes it all again too. You know, if you got a soft barrel, a lot of people understand this too. If you got a soft barrel, high performing barrel, you don't want that 17.5 on the end. You want to take a weight out of the end. You want to take weight out. You're going to take weight out of the end. You don't want that to compress that. I'm giving up too much information, but if you have okay, let's say you have the blackout, right? You have the OG.
Yep.
And let's say you got a 17 on the end. And then what happens to that, you got to raise that hand weight a little bit higher, or it's going to compress that hot performing barrel too much. But that barrel can handle, that barrel can handle a little bit higher hand weight. So you see what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that. They think, this is what I got from a lot of bat companies for the last 15 years. They have bad barrels, right? So they compensate for that by big end loads. So they go to a 7 on that, but they go to a 17 on the end. So what happens when you do that, guys? You lose consistency.
Yep.
Formula. So when you're doing that, and here's the deal: you just can't take that and run with it, right? You got to have flex. You got to what kind of flex? What kind of hand weight? What kind of hand flex in that handle? Another thing too, you got barrel flex. You got to add that in there too. Where is the weight put at? Where is that weight put at in that barrel? See, a lot of people think, oh, we just get bats and we'll just get it out there and we'll just put big weight on the end, light handle weight, and we're going to get the performance. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will, because that's like a sledge. But how's your batting average at the end of the tournament? You know,
well, how long
you guys 800, 900 with. Yes, and then doing that big end weight, how long's that bat going to last? How long's that bat going to last you?
Yeah.
So that's another thing too.
It's weight. This is something these guys need to understand. These new reps, weighting out a bat, exactly how to do it. I'm a little bit more anal than most people. I'll even put a level on there to make sure the bat's completely level. But it all depends on who you are. They don't understand this leveling and weighing the bats. They don't get it. We need to teach them.
You're breaking up. You're talking about weight distribution.
Yeah, just weighing them.
When he weighs them, he actually puts a level on it to make sure the bat's level on the scale. So, because you were talking about it, how the scales are different heights.
Well, where's the knob weight? In other words, where's the knob? Like you got a knob that's this big. Let's say you're doing it level. You still got to have, it's got to be level on that scale too.
Right.
So if you think about it, if your hand weight's too high, the level's going to be off. Right. So a level's going to be off a little bit. The level's not. I just I look is what I do.
I mean, I got a piece
I'll
of tape
put it
just like you do.
on the end of the. Yeah, but you got to have. See, another thing too. I have two different scales. One's this thick, and the other one's that thick.
Right.
That doesn't work with the same level. The same. Let's say bat tape you put underneath the hands, put underneath the knob. Doesn't work that way.
Well, that's these guys need to understand. That's what they need to learn.
And tell you what, we have a guy that does reviews out there that was leaning it. Let's say they had it, and it was lean. That bat was leaning. It was cockeyed. It was like this, so it's putting a lot of weight on the end of the, adding an ounce to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I know that because I was swinging that same bat, and my numbers were way off. And then I tested it. I kind of lowered the knob weight, and it lowered it an ounce, and that's a lot. When it's people are buying bats and they're putting them out there, that's quite a bit. But the deal about it is we get up to Savannah, Georgia, and it's going to be totally different. There's going to be a lot more information out there about this. So that's the one thing too. When
it's jailbroken.
There's so many things I can't talk about them now, but there's so many things. Like Jeff's going to get a studio for podcasts. I mean, he's gonna spend the money on cameras. So that's the step up from everybody. That's the step up that we are going to do.
Oh, you're good.
Well, and one of the things that Bob and I have talked about is, and you've done this and you've had this experience because of your BPs and that kind of stuff, is reps need to be able to swing the different bats so they can help educate each other or the customers. So the more bats a rep can swing, the more knowledge they're going to have about our bats and what each bat can do. So that's my suggestion, even if, it's demo day.
Okay, let me ask you this. I agree 100%. So how do we do that? How do we get bats? How do we, as a company, how do we get bats in a lot of people's hands? Do we do a demo day to get a lot of people swinging, short porch and talk to them? Because me and Todd Cox talked about this too the other day. Was do we do a big demo day with reps or a lot of reps? Because I know they're not going to fly in or show up or anything like that. But so how do we do that and sit there and talk to people about different bats in a demo day? Maybe you guys can handle that on that West Coast and basically talk about have a lot of bats on hand, where you're talking about, okay, what we're going to do with a lot of the reps or a lot of people out there is teach them about weight distribution and barrel flex and who hits it better. You can have actually let the ladies get out there and hit, and then you can have the faster bat speed guys get out there and hit, our ladies get out there and hit, and they say, you see what I mean? And this is how I did it in San Antonio. And I would just throw bats at them. I mean, and I would do it in demo day up in Vegas. You have all these bats here, and I know it's going to be hard to get bats in people's hands that want to demo them. Because we talked about this too. We can't be, for one, we sell out so fast, and we move to the next one, right? So we're not, it's hard to demo a bat that we don't make anymore when they're already sold out. You can't buy them anymore. But I do understand that either Smash It Sports or Headbanger Sports still has these bats, and Reps has these bats to sell. And remember, Todd Fan of Sports had those bats to sell too in the past. But now, we need to do something where everybody has knowledge about Rachel and Bob. Mm-hmm. A bat will come out, and we don't know right away who better to swing that bat unless they get it in their hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we need to be more, not knowledge, but more sufficient in getting bats in everybody's hands that can talk about it, right? So how do we do that, guys? How do we get bats in people's hands without breaking the bank? Because if you think about it, 100 something, how much?
Well, I'm blowing through bats. I mean, I don't want to just demo bats that have them get blown up in a demo day. It doesn't help us either. But now you're buying. I'm buying another bat to replace that. That's why the foam balls came in.
Yes. So I get well, what the foam ball is going to help you do is getting where feel of the bat, right? And then what you would go to is maybe later on 44-375 to get the performance of the bat, right? So that's another way to look, because guys, the way of doing shit is no more. Short porch is doing stuff that nobody else is doing, so we got to think different going forward on how we're going to do this. How because think about it, we got 170 something reps.
Yep.
Because of the movement and everybody wanted to come on, but as seasoned reps like you guys winning rep of the year this year, what do we do? And we need you got we got some carbs, Pop-Tarts.
There's your Pop-Tarts that you ordered for dinner.
Potatoes. These are
mashed potatoes, Pop-Tarts.
These are my guys right here.
Hi guys.
And the Pop-Tarts, I like it. Hey, absolutely.
Hey, Pop-Tarts for dinner.
All that. Hey, that's the breakfast of champions.
Oh yeah, you got your 15-minute fame.
15 minutes of fame on the West Coast.
It's actually, on the California coast. The biggest podcaster out, which is Rachel and Bob.
So
Talbert,
things that you can do in the future possibly is say, okay, we're going to have 3 or 4 sets of like demo, like send out. Yep.
This is my son. This is my son. This is the best guy out here. That's
how you doing? I'm Talbert.
Hey, nice to meet you, Bob.
Talbert.
We've heard tons about you.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
That's Bob.
Who's the better hunter?
They have the best podcast on the West Coast right there. He is.
No, I can't take any credit. He taught me everything I know. He says I'm a good guy, but everything he teaches me is what I just run around with. So
nice.
He is. He's the best. He's the best.
Well, thank you, Dad. I learned from the best, so that's how that works. Come on.
Give credit where credit
is
due.
buddy. Okay, I got it. So, okay, what were you saying now?
So maybe have demo days for reps first. Do a demo day for them. Be like, okay, so here's Alan or Todd or you, whoever down there in the
South,
and have a kit. One for out west, one for Texas, and have a few different demo kits that you send out. Do the demo day to educate the reps, and then you can even have a public demo day with them, and then they get sent back to Short Porch. So that might be an idea.
And I agree 100% on doing something like that. And I know you guys have experienced this too in the past. Let's say that you get a.
I hope we lost it.
We've got a life expectancy on the bats, right?
Yep.
Brandon Murray's going to get a little bit more swings than my bat will. It's 450 swings. Now, if you're leaning a demo out, how many people are going to put swings on that shouldn't be putting swings on that bat? So they're actually losing compression, and I know you deal with this too, guys. It's losing compression way too fast because they love the bat and they love the way it performs.
Yep.
Right? So you get that guy in there with that 95-mile-an-hour fat.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's gone.
Send him another invite.
He's already back.
Yep, there he goes.
Coming back.
Yep, that was quick. Yeah. Well, I mean.
Well, what it is there's no Wi-Fi. There is Wi-Fi, but it's like we're in the middle of nowhere. So how do we? There we go.
You would just have to have your reps who can really.
So how do we
rein that in?
Well, we can take care of the West Coast. We're not worried about the West Coast. If people can come to us, we'll go down to California. They got the better weather than the Northwest, that's for sure. I mean, we got one going on the 6th right now.
And like it's like, okay, I get back in town. Well, we were gonna hit on Wednesday, but there's no way because the high is gonna be 60. So we can't hit on Wednesday, right? So and here's the deal. We're gonna have to figure out something because we're getting big, We're getting so big, and this is funny too. If you guys notice this too, a lot of people are out there copying what we do. A lot of reps. People are doing a lot of social media. We just need to stay in front of them. I don't care. I love it that they're doing it, but we were the first ones that did it with podcasts and social media, talking about bats and being transparent. But we need to, our reps need to find a way to stay ahead of everybody. I love that everybody's putting out content, putting out video, right? I've seen more video because of Jeff and Leslie doing all that hiring. I've seen more video because I really do pay attention to media. Within the last, I've seen ever about any kind of short port stuff. And I love that shit. Everybody's getting the word out. And what happens to that is it grows. Everybody, we get the word out, because you know when you have a good product, right? All you got to do is get the word out. It's not really selling, right? It's just convincing a lot of people how the bat performs, how it flexes, and who it fits. And then you get it in their hands, and that's it. You're done. Because they're not 99% of the guys ain't gonna come back and say, I didn't like it. They might say that to the DDT, because you got to get used to that bat, right? That's something that's totally different. Nobody's ever swung a bat like that until we put it out, because you're swinging 2 weights instead of 1. Nobody has built a bat like that with that plug in there. And it's another plug. Here's another thing too. Somebody was talking about, and they think that rubber grommet is the plug, that rubber like separator.
Nope.
That rubber is not the plug. It's the part above it that's about that big, that's inside the barrel. I wish it would explain so much if I just split that thing straight down the middle and showed you guys how it was built, but I really don't want to do that. But I know there's a time where people are going to know, okay, you talk about putting. Well, here's the deal: it's patented. So that's like DeMarini when they patented double wall. He would actually cut it open and show, listen, this is what I have here, because it's patented. His design was patented. Only lasts a few years anyway, then somebody's going to find a way to do it anyway. But then you have another bat company out there talking about they moved it. They moved the weight back into the, I don't know how they moved that weight back into the almost like a torpedo bat, like the Major League Baseball players did. But what they did with that wooden bat is they just, where it had weight in the middle, and then so when you swung it, the DDT is just so high tech. A lot of people, when they get used to it, they don't want to put it down. They just want to swing it all the time. I got you.
So, yeah, here's a question for you that we've gotten from some of the people, the reps reaching out to us. Did we lose you? You good?
I heard it.
So some of the questions that we get is, do they have? Yeah, we have you. Is, do the new reps have to swing short porch? Because there's some that are like, I'm not going to swing it, or so they're not.
It's an everyday question.
You broke up.
There we go.
We're getting everyday questions asking about, do reps have to swing short porch bats?
Everyday questions about what?
Do reps have to swing a short porch bat?
Wow.
Every day. We're getting them every day.
Every day.
Yep. I took your short and I re-forwarded it back out. And I'm still getting those messages. Even though that says, if you a rep, you got to swing a short porch bat.
For one, in my opinion, you cannot. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at this, right? And you asked, Bob, that's a fucking great question. But I'm sorry I cursed, Rachel, but that's a great question. Because whenever guys would hit, with me, I told them, guys would hit with me, and I told them, listen, guys, if you're going to hit with me, you only got to swing short porch. You can't come from another bat company and pick up our bat and swing it. And my guys could not go to another bat company and swing their bat, because this is how evil people are. They're going to get out there and they're going to take pictures or do video on you. So let's say one of our reps is our rep. He's known as being our rep. And then you see him at a tournament swinging on someone else's bat. Automatically, people start thinking that bat must be better than our bat. So no, we don't want that. We don't want that. If you're going to be a rep for short porch, you have to swing short porch.
Brandon and I had that conversation today.
You're repping a brand. Yeah, you're repping a brand that we believe in. You should believe in it too. Why wouldn't you swing our shit? You know, I'm not trying to be a D word. I mean, I'm not trying to be a D, but I know you guys got to deal with it too. It's just across the board. If you're going to be a rep, you really have passion to sell our movement.
It's like, what do we tell them?
And the movement is not someone else. Yeah.
I mean, that's all we want to know.
Yeah,
What do we tell
definitely.
them? Do we say something to Christian?
What do you tell them?
Do we say something to Jeff? If they tell us no, I'm only swinging my bat. Well, why are you a rep?
You're only swinging. They're only swinging. They say no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you tell them?
Yeah.
You call me and tell me who it is.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just saying you don't need to be. And if you're caught doing it, why are you even with us if you're not swinging? And this is a business, and this is what this has turned into because of the popularity that we're at right now, right? So we don't need anybody negative. If you don't want to rep the brand, then go rep the other brand that you're swinging in the game. They'll go rep their stuff. But if it's a way for you to put money in your pocket because it's a hot item right now, we got enough people. Somebody else waiting in line. Yep. There's someone else wait. You're gone. Okay. There's someone else waiting in line to take your spot that will swing our shit. And really, guys, I'm not trying to be a dick to them. I'm really not. But if you're just trying to line your pockets, there's people that have passion and I'm getting loud, but there's people that have passion.
Well, it's emotional. I'm sorry. It's pissing us off.
Because why? If you're just here to make money because it's a hype, because, oh shit, I can get it for this. And you know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of reps pay, I know this for a fact, pay more. So if you're just we're just a cash cow for your money. No, you're gone. You're gone.
Well, and there's no excuse now because
you're gone.
There's no excuse now because we have USA, ASA, we have U-Trip, and Senior. So
no, none at all. None at all. And don't think you can jump back on board and come back in another year, too, when we're really, because we look at the growth last year. Mm-hmm. Look at the growth we're going to have next year that's projected. Dude, there's so much shit on the line, and me and Rachel and Bob will talk about it later on, guys. There's so much shit right now that we have that. We have that clout. We have that because we are getting very big. That we don't have to bend the knee to people that don't just want to make money off of us. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. And if they tell you something different, then tell them they got to go. Bob, Rachel, okay. They got to go. They can't do it. You do is because of y'all guys. What you do is you call Cage, right? And you tell Cage take them off the list. Yep. So I mean, it's business, guys. It's not. It's not. We're not trying to be jerks. That why wouldn't you rep? Why wouldn't you rep only our brand? And I know that's a sticky subject for the last 6 months or 8 months with Jeff, but Leslie, because they, we're trying to grow and we kind of said okay a little bit, but we got a lot of reps now, and a lot of the vets need to give us a lot of information on what's going on. That's how come I asked you, how can we make this better? Because we've got reps than a lot of the people out there. So how can we make this?
We need to educate them. We really do.
And I know there's going to be some. Huh?
So we need to educate them. We really, truly do. They need to be educated. How? We have an idea, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So we need to come up and maybe do like you guys were talking. Maybe do like a group kind of thing where we get a lot of the top reps out there and just start talking.
Yeah, there's somebody, one of the comments says that we need a separate website just for the reps where it would detail everything, kind of like the app that you were talking about. So that may be, the solution, in the end, which would be months down the line if you think about it to get it built.
But we need to educate them now. We need to figure it out now.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely by this time of year anyway. I mean, think about it. I mean, I don't believe in. I talked to Jeff about this the other day. The same thing. I don't believe in waiting. I don't believe in waiting until January, February to do this. We need to knock stuff out now, and just talk about this and get everybody on board, because and get everything done different than whatever a lot of people are talking about, and getting everybody where you know, like I'm really passionate about, if you're swinging our brand, you should, if you're a rep or a factory hitter or a pro hitter, whatever they, you know, they do the same thing, to a factory or a pro hitter, you know, and if you're caught swinging this is real good, real big with us. Jeff, everybody agrees with this. If you're caught swinging someone else's shit, you're gone.
Yep.
There's no, but we got to have proof. You know,
right. No, I get that.
You're a factory hitter. But if you're a rep, you know, here's the deal. We have to really, here's the deal too. Think about it this way. To really know our brand, you have to swing our brand, because our brand doesn't swing like anybody else's shit.
Exactly.
Right? We agree with that one?
Yep.
100%.
So if you to get used to barrel flex, to get used to talking about it. So we really don't want to rep out there. And I know you guys would agree with me on this. We don't want to rep out there without knowledge. That's what we're talking about in this podcast right now. We want to give everybody knowledge. So what's going to happen with a rep that's swinging other people's stuff and is showcasing it, but then again, somebody wants to buy short porch. Oh, here's the money. I'll make more money off short porch, right? So here's my money. Go, okay, you know, it's a good bat. It's a good bat. No, we want the passion to be there when you're selling our shit. So you guys agree. I'm preaching to the choir right now, but you do have a platform right here that we can talk about this. So definitely.
Well, and we're hitting on Sundays. We're telling everybody about everything. We're not hiding anything. I mean, we got different guys there every Sunday with me. Rachel's going to start having people down there. So it's education 101.
See, and when we started this, Bob, you know that's what it was, because me and you came on around the same time, didn't we? So when we started this, it was about educating, because the biggest thing that I got from a lot of people out there, they didn't know. Mm-hmm. You know what they got? They got walking up to a tent. And they're going, "What's good for me? Pick this bat up, put it in your hand."
I remember that.
Okay, that bat's good for you.
Yep.
That's the old school shit. That's the old school shit. We don't do that no more. What is your bat speed?
Yep.
You know, do you want a balance back, quarter ounce in load? You know, the chili dipper, quarter ounce in load.
What bat do you currently swing? How many home runs do you hit?
Yeah, exactly. How far can you hit the ball? Is it 300? No longer exit velo, right? You don't have to do exit velo. You don't have to do bat speed. Just tell one of our reps. That's another thing too. All of our reps should know about, if you don't hit it over the fence, then you have that low bat speed. You have low bat speed. If you hit it to the fence, you got a medium. You hit it 30 feet, 40 feet past, then you have that higher bat speed, you know? So that's educating. Glad you guys brought this up. This is really big that you guys talk about this tonight, is educating a lot of people out there. And whoever watches this podcast tonight or in the future, that's what you're gonna bring a lot of people on short porch, because of the passion that we have on educating people. Yeah. The past, that's no more. The past with not educating, just throwing shit in their face and hopefully they'll buy it or sell it to them for $125 that they're paying for, and the bat just doesn't fit them, and they try to and they go at a loss, because here's the deal: a lot of seniors can't afford shit. Keep on buying it. You know, but they know that their passion is there to. Yes. So they got a lot of seniors out there just like they give up. So why wouldn't we educate them a little bit more and put them about that they're not going to retire? We're going to say, wow, you know, there's OG. The 70-year-old guy goes, wow, and I got this in text messages. The 70-year-old guy goes, wow, I like this bat, and I get great performance out of it. Yep. You know, it actually makes me want to play again. Yeah. That's what I hear.
We have one customer.
You know, and that's.
Yeah, we have this one customer who is very low bat speed, and they have one of the OG blackouts. And this bat's going to last this customer years, because that's how much they play. They play in a league, I think, but sees all the new bats coming out. Hey, what about this one? Hey, what about that one? But
they ask questions every week on a new bat. What new bat? Yeah.
Yep. And goes through several of us wanting all the information. But a lot of us know, hey, you're on that fixed income. So we're like, hey, just stick with that OG. You're going to get some of the best performance ever. Yep. Oh, yeah, there's people that want to buy it from me, and I tell them to go buy their own.
Yep.
I'm like, you don't need a new bat. Just hit it until it's broke.
Education is key. Education keeps more people involved. Mm-hmm. And especially when you're giving them, you're not trying to, neither, all of us are not car salesmen. I know there's people out there that are, but not with short porch. You know, we're not trying. We're fitting you. We're fitting you like golf clubs. We're not trying to say something that you to come back. We want you to return, right? So and Jeff has talked about this. And Jeff and Leslie talked about the blue in the faces. We like the returning customers, the people that love what we talk to them about. And hey, that feels good. How many times, Bob, have you heard that? Hey, I love the way this bat. You put me into this bat, and guess what I did? And they tell you that little story on how they hit. You know, I've heard that a lot being in Vegas.
We had that girl at Shadow Rock, you and I, when we gave her that Apple Taco, and she took off and came back, about 3 of them. So, same thing. She was swinging the other bat. That's what we're
about. And I hope the reps are watching this, because they will get educated watching y'all guys. But talking about, that's what we're about. That's you want to get started, and you want to know. You know, you gotta be in it.
Yeah,
you can't be repping other people's stuff. Keep going back to it. You got to be in it.
So we're educating the West Coast. We have to pay it forward.
Yeah.
Pay it forward.
Yes.
I mean, I think we've donated over 80 bats this year. I mean, yeah, we're going to pay it forward.
And I know it's hard. Jeff is working on some things for next year, but I know it's hard to get the latest thing, because here's the deal too, and a lot of you guys understand me on this, is I shipped out of what was it, out of Savannah, Georgia. I shipped to South Carolina. It got there in 12 hours, right? It got there, but it was before 24 hours, maybe 16. Anyway, it got there fast. How long does it take you to get a bat from short porch? Because I know it took me 5 days to get a bat from short porch.
If it's UPS, 7 to 14.
It takes a while.
UPS is 7 to 14.
Okay, so what? By the time you get that bat, it's sold out.
Yep.
Right? It's sold out, and dude, we're talking. My bat sold out. I guarantee you, within 14, 15 days, my bat sold out with the one we took into Vegas. We were going to sell that bat in Vegas, and we didn't make it through the second week in Vegas. It sold out. It was something new. It was a DDT with that OG barrel, and that bat sold out. So it's so hard. Like with me, it was 4 days, 4 to 5 days. And then my guys were going, are they not sending us the shit? How come he's swinging it? Well, he lives there. He lives in Florida. That's why he's swinging it. He lives there. So
that's next day air for them. Ground is next day air for them.
Yeah. I think going forward, and Jeff even talked about this, maybe putting a delay when we get something, you know, Rachel talked to me about that. And Jeff's talked about that too. Maybe we do a kind of delay. That way we do, instead of doing a trickle boom, we do a boom. And it's
everybody's launching at the same time.
Because y'all
Rachel and I've talked about this too.
Y'all have swung. Yeah. And here's the deal too. I don't care if the chef gets it before y'all. Just get it before y'all. Everybody should get it at the same time. Chef puts out a video within 1 day. I mean, he's out there hitting it. And then you got Adam Fowler, right? They have so much knowledge. They can do that shit. They swing a lot of bats. So they can do that shit in 1 day. You know, it's not like it was when I was doing it. Take 2 weeks for me to do a review. The bat, you got instant gratification with all short porch, especially short porch bats. Instant gratification. You get out there and swing it. So they do it real fast, but at least get a little bit of a delay where we can get bats to that West Coast. Y'all can put up video. Y'all can do your little hit tracks inside like y'all been doing. So a lot of people watch that. So, and then boom, release it. You know,
we're only talking 7 to 10 days. That's what Rachel and I have been talking about. If we had a 7 to 10 day lead time, we could actually sell something on the West Coast before they were sold out.
Yeah. See, and that's what sucks, because everybody that they're not even in your hands, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Blackout X.
Now you got to wait for the next run. Yeah, that's a badass.
That bat's ridiculous.
Did y'all even get to swing? Yeah, that bat is hot. A lot of people are going, are you gonna do a rerun? Something when it's new technology like that bat did, gonna do it again. That's no brainer. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah, that's what like the aim high. The aim high.
Yeah,
is
definitely
crazy.
that bat's gonna come back.
Yeah, that aim high is ridiculous. Anthony's bat is retarded. That thing's
aim high. I haven't even got that bat. You know, but then again, I'm not that. You know, I think Mikey Garibay, Mikey Senior's son, does the U-Trip for Short Porch in San Antonio now. So I think he has one and he swung it, but I haven't even swung that bat. You know, I
You're
just,
right. I apologize.
you know, I'd rather leave the U-Trip up to the U-Trip guys.
wouldn't
Can't
know.
have a 65-year-old guy doing a bat review on a U-Trip bat. I can hear how it is, and I can watch them, and I can tell who it fit. You know, because when you talked about the U-Trip model earlier, we're building bats. A lot of people talk about barrel flex, different barrel flexes for seniors, but in U-Trip you got two barrel flexes. Basically, that's it. And U-Trip. So you're right. I love a lot of girls that swing a softer barrel, and in that U-Trip market, right? So that's where we're going toward in that U-Trip, and it's taken off. Jeff and Leslie already know this. So they're doing it at U-Trip, and it's taken off, and we're selling a lot of bats, and we are probably the top bat manufacturer, one of the few top two or three top bat manufacturers in.
Yep.
Did you get through? You could stand up. One of the top 2-3 bat manufacturers in U-Trip right now. In such a short period of time. Why? Because we fit people with the weight distribution has a lot to do with those people too. I say those people. I'm talking about the kids, right? So yeah, definitely. And then you have the ASA market that's going to blow up. Then the Brandon Murray's bringing on that BB Core baseball stuff too. So definitely we're going higher.
Yes.
And I think we have so much. You know, we have so much going for us right now that we like when we're talking about the reps, you know, earlier, you know, we can, because once somebody doesn't do like or listen or like you're talking about, what do I tell them? You tell them that's it, and then another person or 2 people are waiting in line. You know how many people we have waiting in line? You know how many people after they shut off the rep thing that I got contacts? Please, Dave, can I get in? Please, Dave, can I get in? And y'all are getting the same thing too. So that's good to have.
Well, like you said, next guy's in line.
That's good to have. Yes, definitely.
Well, we'll let you go eat your dinner since
Yeah,
they brought you
cold.
a plate, and because I know it's getting late back there.
Hey, I didn't know if I was going to make it tonight, but I'm glad I did because that's a lot of good stuff to talk about. Rachel, give me a call. Bob, give me a call and tell me about what you guys are thinking. I think the app in the future is a way to go. Maybe, you know, get it done within 6 to 8 months. I think, but I want to pick your brains later on about that thing. How can we
have
do
an
that,
idea?
Right?
We truly have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What day?
And then run it by me, and then if it, I get back on Wednesday. I get back on Wednesday morning afternoon is when I'll be back. So and then I have Thanksgiving, which happy Thanksgiving to everybody, you know, coming up, y'all guys too. But I got Thanksgiving at the house. We cook big on Thanksgiving every year, and then I'm back out again on Friday. I start guiding again on Friday till Monday of next week, and then I'm done. I think I got a few more group coming in, and then I'm done. So yeah, but let me know. Give me a guy. You guys need anything? Text me. I get reception inside, just not out on the ranch. Got 21,000 acres, and I'm out in the middle of everything.
Okay.
And I don't get no reception. So if you guys need anything, just leave a text message. And I'll get when I get back to the camp house. I'll let you guys. I'll give you guys a buzz and talk to you.
Yeah, or call me on your drive home, and then I can. I can give you the lowdown.
Oh yeah, that's a 2.5 hour drive home, so I can do that.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
be safe,
guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, buddy.
So, I think that was pretty good. Lots of good info, and so we'll keep plugging away at it. Anybody has any questions, you know, put them in the chat. Send us messages. We will.
I've answered a few of them. I've answered a few. Yeah. You've answered a few. So.
Yep.
We just need to continue. We need to educate. I'm not going to be able to do a live this weekend, but you know, obviously Thanksgiving weekend, and I'll be down there the following weekend. So.
Yep. So everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. Spend time with them. Everybody who I know, we had one of our reps who had surgery, so happy healing to him. Another one of our good customers. Yeah, Ron, I will check it again, but I did check it earlier, so I will send you a message back. But
Brandon's getting me weight distribution numbers on that bat that he swung in the home run derby. The light pole.
Yeah,
as he calls it.
we'll get
Congratulations again for Brandon.
Yes. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you need anything, you know where to find us, and have a great
Let's
night.
go.